Good evening and welcome to the Trade Exchange for the 11th of July 2016. We'll take a look at your market wrap-up. We'll dive right into the charts and the numbers. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished higher by 0.44%, S&P higher, NASDAQ higher. Folks, we do have a continuation of positive sentiment as you see here on the right-hand side. We'll also show you the Dow Jones. S&P really hit all-time high this morning at 2143.07. So again, continuation of a positive sentiment. We did have the FTSE finishing higher as well by 1.4%. Overall, European markets closed at or near the highs, and that's including the FTSE, the DAX, the CAC, the IBEX. Also, Asian markets strong overnight as well. Something interesting, we did have a little bit of a pullback in gold as other metals finished higher, including silver and platinum. The 10-year yield, again, folks, a lot of eyes on this, on the 10-year yield. The 5-year yield now back above 1.0%. The 10-year yield at 1.434. Slightly higher yield on the 30-year as well. But again, a lot of folks watching the treasuries here as we're seeing some positive momentum, positive sentiment come into the equity side of the market. We did have Alcoa reporting after hours today. We do have earnings season starting today. Of course, Alcoa kicks everything off. Earnings per share coming in at 15 cents. That's a beat by 5 cents. Revenue coming in at 5.3 billion, beating by 100 million. Again, that's Alcoa. For your economic activity for tomorrow, we'll include that in the NFIB Small Business Optimism Index. That's at 6 a.m. Redbook as always on a Tuesday at 8:55. JOLTS. We know that Janet Yellen watches that rather closely, and that's at 10 a.m. Also, wholesale trade at 10 a.m. as well. For tomorrow, earnings schedule, we'll begin in the morning with FAST, after hours, including AIR and ADTN. So as you see on the charts on your right-hand side here, we'll also put up oil, USO. Oil did finish lower today at 44.48, dropping below that 45 handle. Again, lower by 2.03% at 44.48. But again, we'll keep an eye on everything. You see the USO chart on the right-hand side. Taking a look at your highlighted insider transactions and company filings, we do have SIRS SC13D being filed at a 20.6% stake. That was in the mid-afternoon or so. And RNET, we also saw a 13G being filed for 7.517% stake. Something interesting here on option activity, we'll highlight right over here where my mouse is. TXT, September 42 call activity, over 4,000 contract block at 41 cents. This was actually mentioned by the Nigerians earlier in the day, midday. But again, we had this at 10 a.m., folks. Happens often where we have information that is mentioned by other options folks as well. So that's something to keep an eye. We do want to highlight one thing from Zozo Level Watch Alert, specifically VLO, over $48.34. We have a standard chart right over here. VLO at $12.19. We'll bring in a little more detailed chart right over here. You see that on the right hand side. Again, that's VLO at $48.34. So that's coming in at that alert came in at 12:19 p.m. and you really do see this. We'll magnify that for you. And there's that line of 48.35 coming against that level there. Highlighted syndicates, we have GSBC filed a Form S3 with a $250 million mixed shelf. If you're not familiar with mixed shelves or syndicates and so forth, remember, mixed shelf could be a mix of various securities that the particular name, for example, in this case, GSBC can be used for various funding, for R&D or other other projects perhaps. So again, that's something that we keep an eye on a daily basis, folks. If you don't get these syndicates, we highly suggest you sign up to the morning mashup. We see that here, whether it's EGN or blog post or podcasts, we do provide that type of information. So, folks, thanks for checking in. We did want to mention that if you are not a subscriber to the Trade Exchange, we do suggest you reach out to us at thetradexchange.com. And there's a lot of goodies on the website for you to see, including we are on App Store and Google Play, so definitely check us out, folks. Some nice things coming through the mobile application. If you don't get EGN, highly recommend that you get this publication on a daily basis. Also on the website, you can sign that up. You'll get a daily email from that. In terms of your morning mashup, definitely suggest you get this publication as well. That goes out on a morning basis every single morning. And you definitely find a lot of value, including your upgrades, downgrades, and initiates. So, folks, thanks for listening. This has been the Trade Exchange Analyst Desk for the 11th of July, 2016. Wishing you a very pleasant evening.